It's 12:05 and we are bringing the meeting to order. It's our December 1st, 2025 meeting. First of all, can we get a confirmation of the quorum?
A confirmation of quorum is given.
Sounds great. Do we have any public comments? Sounds good. Okay. We'll go on to the first item, consideration and possible action on approval of the October 31st, 2025 SRWA board meeting minutes.
I move to approve.
Second, Mr. President.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Item number 2, the general manager's report.
We'll start with the operational and financial reports, and first we have Mr. Dalon.
Good morning, Mr. President, members of the board. My name is Jacob Dalon, and I'll be presenting the production and distribution report for the month ended October 31st, 2025. On tab 2 of your board binders, we have the SRWA 2025-2026 water distribution summary and true-up estimate. And I'll start on column C, where we have the SRWA total distribution. The total was 215.868 million gallons for a daily average of 215.868, for a daily average of 6.963 million gallons. On column F, we have the distribution for BPUB. The year-to-date is 203.694 million gallons for a daily average of 6.57 million gallons. On column G, we have the distribution for Valley Mud number 2. The year-to-date was 5.503 million gallons for a daily average of 0.178 million gallons. On column H, we have the distribution for Los Fresnos. The year-to-date is 1.706 million gallons for a daily average of 0.055 million gallons. On column I, we have the credit for B&D. The year-to-date is 4.533 million gallons for a daily average of 0.146 million gallons. On column J, we have the allocation for Indian Lake. The year-to-date is 0.432 million gallons for a daily average of 0.014 million gallons. Below, we have the true-up estimate, where BPUB is over by 3.13 million gallons. Value line number 2 is over by 0.08 million gallons, and Los Fresnos is under by 3.22 million gallons. On the next page, we have the production and distribution costs, or production and distribution report rate for October 2025. On the third column from the left, we have the SRWA total water produced. The total for the month was 217.861 million gallons for a daily average of 7.028 million gallons. On the column on the far right, we have the total water distributed. The total was 215.868 million gallons for a daily average of 6.963 million gallons. Below, we have the chemical consumption costs for the month, which was $137,798 with 59 cents. Below that, we have the electrical consumption costs, and the total was $106,266 with 61 cents. On the next page, we have events that reduce water production, and there are 2 events. On October the 2nd, we were down for 9 hours for a scheduled shutdown to rewire transfer pump number 2 and for a microfiltration SCADA server upgrade. On the 21st, we were down 11 hours for a power outage, and for the month, we're down total 20 hours. On the next page, we have the iron, manganese, and arsenic analysis. All levels were below the maximum contaminant levels. The dosages remain the same for chlorine dioxide and ferric, and we're at 0% blend. On the next page, we have the ROs and wells that were on at the time of the sample collection. next page, we have the graph for manganese, where we just have the level of manganese and the 0% blend. The next page, we have the graph for the arsenic, where you'll see the chlorine dioxide level at 0.3, the arsenic level, basically non-detect, and the ferric at 1.0. On this next page, we have a graph comparing water production and distribution for fiscal year 25 and 26. And on this final page, we have water plant production for Bronzo's 3 water plants, where SRWA contributed with 31.28% of Bronzo's water demand. Do you have any questions?
So right now, I can talk. We're running the water plant full out, which means that, well, even though we've eliminated the bypass. So, you know, we are using more chemicals to treat our you know, waters so that we don't have to worry about leaching and stuff, which is fine. And it seems to have reduced our calls for manganese colored water.
Right, yeah, this month there were 13 calls versus last month there was 24. October. Yeah.
Can we get those numbers again? Because I know you guys showed us kind of the trend before, but can we get just the full numbers so we can plot them and try to figure out whether this is worth it or not? But is it worth trying to get the full output of the plant right now? Or should we reduce kind of the wear and tear on some of our equipment and usage of chemicals to kind of, yeah, basically take a pump or two offline so we're not running everything?
Okay. You would like me to create another, the graph again showing everything, like as I don't think we showed last month, but.
All the incidents,
Okay.
yeah. We want to keep that front and center because that's a major cost right now.
Okay.
And we want to make sure that we understand how this experiment, as close to real time as possible, is affecting this discolored water.
Just one comment. Keep in mind that probably the manganese accumulation in the lines, we're talking about the calls for the yellow water, right?
Right.
Even though we've stopped kind of the production here with the chemicals, that still could be built up in the lines. Usually when we have that type of issues, when we have a line break, that creates big issues in the system. So we do have a scheduled water demand. We're going to create a water demand in the system so we can push water again out of SRWA. We're going to be on top of it. See, we do create that yellow water incident again. But there still could be some buildup in the lines, just to keep that in mind.
Right, no, without a doubt. So my issue is, if there is buildup in the line, I think we should treat the buildup in the line. We shouldn't try to change what we're doing here. So, you know, at whatever point we treat the buildup in the line is when I think we should have reduced the bypass. Doing it now, my theory is it's not making any difference other than costing us more money. You know, because the small amount of manganese, what happens is it builds up over time. I mean, I think we all agree with that. So I know we are going to change the way we treat our water. And, you know, so I would say once we change the way we treat our water, we also do whatever's necessary to clear out the lines, whether it be flushing, which works somewhat, or using a pig, which, you know, is supposed to be 100% effective from what I understand. Clear it, and then, you know, say, okay, now we know we will not allow any more manganese into the line by whatever method necessary. I think right now it's kind of just throwing, you know, basically 10% of the output of the plant, you know, 10 to 15% depending on the bypass away. And that's something I've been trying to get us to focus on, and trying to have the numbers either tell us that I am completely wrong, or that, yeah, that kind of holds with what we're assuming. But I think this is something we want to wrap a bow on pretty quickly because it is so expensive. And maybe we should aim for, hey, in the new year, we snap the line, we say, this is the path forward because this has, the data tells us whatever it tells us. And I'm saying after the new year because I'm assuming Thanksgiving holiday, Christmas holiday is probably when more people at home may find more of this information. So yeah. But that's open for discussion, and if anybody else has an opinion, please. You guys are the experts.
I just wanted to say, I mentioned that as far as the equipment being operated, basically 100%, it is best for the equipment to be in operation. More of the damage occurs when you turn it off and leave it off, especially the heart of the plant, which is the membranes. They perform better when they're wet and water is running through them.
What about the pumps?
Well, the pumps, I mean, they will require more maintenance, stuff like that, because they're operating continuously. But like I said, the heart of the plant is the membranes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, so when we had the bypass, that water wasn't going through the membranes anyway. So it's not like we're changing the throughput in the membranes, we're changing the throughput of the plant.
Right.
So, in fact, we're increasing the throughput through the membranes right now. So I'd rather, say, okay, let's take a very balanced approach of this. But like, within the next couple months, and I'm doing some stuff in the background too with all the data you guys have sent me. Thank you, by the way. So, but I think we need to, this is kind of a very expensive procedure right now, and we need to really optimize what we're doing. Do we need to have as many pumps running right now, or should we reduce our output and just say, hey, we have enough river water right now, we can do it? Maybe that's a better solution. Because I'm looking at the electrical costs, and they are higher. I'm looking at the chemical costs, they are higher, which is not a surprise. But it's just really indicated to me that this needs to be thought about much harder. But I've talked a lot. I haven't let any of the other board members talk, and I do apologize. Do you guys have any thoughts?
I think we covered it very well.
100%.
Okay. I mean, and if you guys think I'm saying the wrong things also, I tend to be loud. I apologize. Any other thoughts from anybody else? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Next, we have Mr. Santillán, who's going to be presenting on the monthly and October 31st of financial performance.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and members of the board. I'm Jorge Santillán, Finance Manager. And I will go over the authority's financial performance as of October 31st, 2025. I'm looking at the last column. Beginning with operating revenues from member assessments, 649,280. We had minus line number 10, total operating expenses of 281,515. This results in operating income of 367,765. We had the line number 18, net non-operating revenues of 16,157. This results in income before capital contributions of 383,922. There were no capital contributions. The same amount is for the change in net position of 383,922. We add this amount to the net position at the beginning of the year, and it results in a net position at the end of October of 27,272,657. And the last two pages, this is the budget and actual summary of expenses by expense, type, and account. And this is the presentation. Any questions?
Great. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Next, we have our drought update that Mr. Flores will be presenting on.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, members of the board. And Simon Flores, I'm the Water Resources Administrator. We'll be providing you with a drought update. U.S. combined ownership of Homicide and Falcon reservoirs as of October 25th, 2025 is 26.8% combined. If you look at these graphs right here, these numbers are from October. Because of the shutdown, we hadn't got the updated numbers until actually this morning. So you'll find those coming in, but the number of 26.8 is current. So the previous three readings, they are old, so we'll just kind of skip over that. National Weather Service, November to January 2026 outlook. The lower Rio Grande Valley, Deep South Texas region, we're expecting warmer. The normal outlook is anticipated through the remainder of autumn 2025 and early winter 2026. A drier than normal pattern is expected through the November-January period. Drought for drought dryness expanded over Deep South Texas through January are increasing. Falcon International Reservoir remain near historic lows at the end of October. Confidence remains near certain 100% on total reservoir storage remaining just above record lows through January. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, that takes us to, we are gonna recess the closed meeting. This is to consider matters pursuant to Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, at sequence, which I feel like there should be numbers behind that, right?
No, SRWA is short for, and the rest of the chapter, right?
Oh,
Sort of.
so the whole thing. Oh, okay, so I apologize. That's second one. At this time, the items on the agenda designated for closed meeting will be considered. If there is an approved motion to go into closed meeting, the listeners will be placed on hold until the board returns to open meeting. And this will be for the presentation and discussion to address an unsolicited offer by Military Highway Water Supply Corporation to purchase an easement for water supply purposes on SRWA property, Cameron County Property ID 140295, used for a well site, set 551.071. And I guess at this time I will entertain a motion to go into close.
So moved. Second, Mr. President.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And motion passes. We're going into close.
Time is 12:22.
It is 12:53, and we are back in open. I don't think we have any items that we had taken action on. So, with that, I guess, any future agenda items that people would like to see?
If I may, we're in the process of wrapping up the internal audit for SRWA for what we'd like to do.
Sounds good. Does that sound
We'll
good?
work on
Okay,
that and get you on the January agenda.
great. And any thoughts about the date and time of?
Right now, we have on SRWA board meeting on the 5th of January. And of course, we'll be posting sometimes in your flyer, so we can get it on time. If there's any conflict, let us know, and we can accommodate. And it's close to, is that, for everybody for SRWA?
I might
January
have a
5th.
conflict, but I'll get back to you on that.
You will have a conflict, okay? So
So
we'll
move to.
let us know of a date and time, and we will post accordingly.
Sounds good. All with that in mind, I will entertain a motion to.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.